Everybody. This is Crazy John here with OSH Radio, and I'm here today with Courtney Jacobs, and he does kind of an entrepreneur with health and fitness and well-being. Maybe Courtney, you can tell us some of the things. Tell us about you and what you're doing and what you're hoping to achieve with everything.
Yeah. First of all, thank you, John, for having this platform and taking the time to interview me, and so I have a chance to share a little bit about what's been going on in my world. My name is Courtney Jacobs, as he mentioned, and my passion is health and wellness. It's real simple. It's been that way for the last 20 years or so. August 16th, 1999. Was a day that I'll never forget. I lost my father to complications of really poor health, diabetes, high blood pressure, just a bad heart. And
I'm sorry to hear that. I lost my father to heart problems also. So
yeah, thank you. And since then, that's kind of been my motivation, my inspiration. I have a large family. I'm the 10th of 11 kids that were born. Interesting story about my father. He was a twin. He wasn't even expected to live to be 1 year old, and he was a fighter, and he lived to be early 60s. So I did have the opportunity to be raised to be a young man under his tutoring, under his him being my father. And but yeah, so that was kind of really what shaped me and really got me into this area. I've always been into sports and fitness in some ways, but it really became real at that time. And then I was fortunate to, from college, my undergraduate degree, and my MBA as well. I was fortunate to work for a company whose mission was to eradicate diabetes. This was a unique opportunity for me because it had devastated my family with my father and on my father and my mother's side. And I see my grandmother have her foot amputated, and then they had to cut her leg. My father-in-law, I seen him suffer through dialysis, and other family members really suffer with this disease. So it was a great opportunity for me to start to learn about the body. My job was to sell pharmaceuticals. So I was selling insulins and other injectable medications to physicians and pharmacies and endocrinologist specialists. And the company that I was with, they had a large platform based around education. Of course, it was a multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar company selling these pharmaceuticals, but they did take some importance to people who were living with diabetes, and then people who had the family history that could learn about prevention. And that was just all based around eating healthy, moving, getting sleep and all these stress reduction and stuff like that. So I kind of did that for about 7 years. And then in the course of me working in that environment, I began to apply what I was learning. I wasn't diabetic myself, but probably on my way. At my heaviest weight, I was probably about 280 pounds. And from that time of me working in pharmaceuticals, over the years, I ended up getting myself down to about 180 pounds. And so I was able to really transform myself. And again, I wasn't diabetic myself, but I just understood and learned about the body and how diabetes works and how much of it can be controlled. And that became my inspiration from that point. I was one of the top salespeople. I won a lot of awards and trips and things like that. But my passion shifted towards selling pharmaceuticals to helping people to get healthy without pharmaceuticals.
yeah, both my mother and my grandmother later in the later years of their life had minor diabetes, but I have seen people have it really bad. I worked with a gentleman one time that they just kept. He was already older, and they just kept cutting off toes and pieces of his feet. And he had an interesting philosophy, though. He'd sit there and eat a piece of cake and he said, my heart's real bad. He says, I like sweets. I'm just going to eat them. But I mean, we all don't want to necessarily live like that, though, to be honest with you. And it was sad to see parts of him just get cut off. And it can be horrible.
Well, I mean, and that's what we're talking about now is we're talking about the the really dark parts of the disease. Unfortunately, there are many people that just walk around normal, like daily, because diabetes works in a way that it doesn't impact you immediately. You don't feel it immediately. It's kind of like one of those things where it's like it just it's developing every day. So it's like you're eating poorly, you're not moving. Over time, these things happen, and your numbers kind of get out of whack. Your blood sugar, your blood pressure, all these different numbers, they get out of whack, and then it's like boom, you have an episode, you have a heart attack, you have a stroke, you have a something like that, and then that's whenever it kind of gets your attention. But I really beat the drum to championing creating health versus reacting to it, and I think our health system, I've worked in it for a long time, and I just found that a lot of it is so reactionary, and I like to think of myself as somebody who is getting in front of it or getting it ahead of it. Both my parents have it, diabetes. So it's really inevitable that I will probably have it. It's just a matter of when will I have it.
You
So
might have it later on, like my mom and my grandmother did.
yeah,
People also don't realize how much that can affect someone's mood too, and their dealings with other people because of their sugar levels.
oh my
We used to
goodness,
deal with a gentleman in the office that was a supervisor, many years ago, and actually they would come around and tell us
yeah,
when he was having a bad day with his blood sugar because that was the day you stayed away from him.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, 100%. You will notice different moods, and the sad part is this, John, is some people, their numbers are so high that, and they walk around with their numbers high like this all the time. Whenever they do start to change their diet and change some things, they feel sick, and it's like
right.
it's like their normal is now elevated numbers, and when those numbers start to come down, they start to get better. They actually feel worse because they were used to
They're not used to functioning like that.
they're not used to functioning like that. So, for me, over the years, I actually walked away from pharmaceuticals, which a lot of people thought I was crazy for doing that. They were like, "Boy, what's wrong with you? They they paying you good. You're getting a company car, this and this and that. Nice, this you have a nice life." But for me, it was something that was just a little bit more personal. Um, and I just bet on myself. I just said, you know what, I've been able to be successful in corporate America, and I think I can follow my own heart and my own passion and find the same level of success. And John, I found just that and more. I mean, I was able to build a life of time freedom, and really not only time freedom, but having something of your own. There's nothing like building something of your own, in my opinion. That's something that's probably one of my greatest accomplishments besides my family, is being able to build something that is my own and that can sustain my family and I, and was able to bring my wife home from work. And, she had some things that she wanted in her life, and I was able to bring her those things and then invite her to be a part of acquiring these things, and just bringing her as my business partner and being able to have that life of freedom. And another one of my accomplishments was being able to generate the income that I was making a whole year in pharmaceuticals in 1 month, building my business to that level. And then another goal of mine was to just build a team of people and show people um, how to build, how to work this business and how to duplicate it basically and create time freedom for them as well.
So maybe you could tell us some of the sites and stuff where people can see about what you're doing. And I know you have some stuff out there. Maybe you can tell us about some
Sure,
of that.
sure. So right now, um, I'm I have a startup, uh, and it's building right now. It's called Courtney Wellness Companion, and right now I'm using social media as the platform to communicate and also build followers and just engage people. And it's been an interesting experience. So I can be found on Facebook at the Courtney Wellness Companion Health and Wealth, and you can see, if you're recording this, it looks like you are through a video. You can see right on my shirt, it says Courtney. So Courtney is actually spelled with two E's instead of EY. My name is spelled Courtney. The platform is spelled with two E's, and that was deliberate because the companion is me, but it separates, but there's a difference. The difference is technology. So technology is integrated into what we're doing, which I wasn't doing that with my first business. I was doing everything kind of like myself. I was building with other people, but um, the day and age that we're living in right now, everyone's using cell phones. Everyone's using. I'm on an iPad. So the idea is to meet people where they're at and give them a platform where they can still be healthy and well, and they can still have a companion. They can still have support and accountability. by on their device. So our technology is actually being built as I speak, the website and the app. But right now, we're just getting people together, people that are interested in wellness, and we're getting people who are providing wellness to people, and we're bringing them all together, and we're allowing them to just intermingle. And we share inspiration, and we share motivation, we share videos, we share pictures, we share our own personal stories. My team that I have right now, we're about 15 to 20 strong, and our team has really built a very diverse group of folks from all over the United States, and we have some partners that are actually in other countries as well. So it's a very unique opportunity to be able to use social media and to be able to use technology to build. And what's also has been really funny, and I will share this, is we've been in pandemic the last, I don't know, 6 months or so. Well, my contacts and my followers and my networks have expanded ever since pandemic, believe it or not. And it's and this is, and to me, this is just a sign of, this is the time that we're in. It's understanding social media, understanding online, how to understanding the technology to deliver that to the people that are using it.
I agree with you. I think this is a time when people are taking advantage of this. And one thing that's kind of interests me, you mentioned that, is that we went from a time when everybody's saying people are on their computers too much and talking to each other on the computers too much, to now, oh, this is a great thing. Let's talk to people on our computers. Because people are always doing those things. You got to have more real face to
Yes.
face. But this is face to face.
Well, you know
It
what?
enables people in many different places to talk at the same time that normally wouldn't get to talk. Here or through this way, we could be in different countries. And
Yes,
one of the organizations I'm in, every Sunday, we have a meeting where we have people from all over the world. If you remember, me and you had worked part-time together. Sometimes I would have a meeting going on there on the side. And
sure.
you'd have people all over the world. And you couldn't do that without the technology.
No,
So it's
you
amazing
couldn't.
what we can do.
And I agree with you 100%. Like, ever since pandemic, and before pandemic, I was working with a technology company, a small technology company. I was actually downsized from that position about a month ago or so, maybe 3 weeks ago. But a lot of our business, we actually, Cisco was one of our partners, or one of the partners of that company. It was a small company that I worked for, and we did this all the time. We use video meetings all the time, so I was already kind of comfortable with this. But yeah, to your point, I agree. In my opinion, the best meetings are one on one, or like where we could see each other like live, or this is the second best, because it gives you a chance to have that interaction, even though you're not in my living room. But I can see you, you can see me. We can kind of like really have an understanding of what you're saying, and there's no out of context, because you can see my expressions, I can see your expressions, and the different things like that. I think that
You get it off easy though,
is
because if I was in your living room, I'd want some food. I'd want you to feed it. So, but not doesn't have to be sweet. So
There you
now
go.
you told us about what you're doing. What are you looking? How are you looking to expand into the future, or grow? What do you see Courtney with two E's doing in the future?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. And I did want to make sure your followers knew that they could check us out on Facebook, Courtney Wellness Companion, Health and Wealth. Also on Instagram, Courtney with two E's underscore Wellness Companion. And but yeah, so in terms of growth, really the growth is really going to be based on technology, and really building our team in a way where we can just continue to grow communities. Um, I just had a call. What's today? Today's Thursday. On Tuesday, I had a call with my team and was telling them about, as our technology is being built, some strategies that we can use to grow our following. Because what I found, John, is I'm actually, one of my gifts is I'm a fisher of men, and I don't mean to be, I am a PK, so I am a preacher's kid. So a lot of what was poured into me as a kid is obviously still into me, but that's, a lot of things are biblical. But what I understand is that I'm actually good at moving people, getting people together, and then connecting them with resources, and connecting them, and just moving people in general. So I was sharing some strategies with my team on how they can do that as well. And to my surprise, I guess, yeah, I was surprised. They were all sharing, like, they've all been bringing people to the companion, people who have different skill sets that have interest in being a part of building. So I kind of feel like I'm doing it right, because to me, everything is about systems that are duplicatable. So if I'm running a company, if I have to do everything for the company to run, that's not a good company. Like I should be able to do some things and build people and empower those people to continue to duplicate. And to me, that's a strong company. So to answer your question, it's really just about understanding systems, and these systems are on tech with technology, online, and on social. Um, but as well as I had a meeting today with a local health plan right in the area, and they're doing some things in the community. They're actually doing a pilot program that started in July, in which they're working with people who are 18 and older, obese, diabetes, and hypertension. So we're gonna most likely partner with them um, and offer our companion to some of the members that are a part of this. Now we're not gonna get paid for it, but that's okay because a lot of what we do is about giving back to the community anyway. So you're probably like, what do you mean? You don't have a business set up yet and you're already gonna offer your services? You're not getting paid?
Well, some things are about what like pay forward and
Yes.
building it because, like you said, when you're helping people, sometimes you don't know what the turnaround will really be and what your payment will be, and it's good to give. It
Yeah.
comes back
And
to you. Sometimes
that's
it's doubled or tripled, and
yes.
that's
Well,
important. I do
and
think talking about stuff. I do think society today is kind of interesting, and you talk about health and people complain about kids not exercising enough, but then I see them take chinning bars and stuff out of playgrounds or the old monkey bars because they don't want them to fall and get hurt. So they
right,
like say they don't exercise enough, but then they take away the stuff that we used to exercise on because
right,
they're concerned about getting sued.
right.
And it's like I always think it's funny. You see the store too, paint and glue, you're supposed to be old enough to buy it. And then they
Hmm.
complain kids don't do much other than sit in front of the TV. Well, when I was a kid, we used to build things. But if you're not allowed to
Right,
buy paint and glue, how can you be building things if you're not allowed to have this stuff? It's like
right.
they take, they make it harder for people today
People,
sometimes to do some of that stuff.
yeah,
And I tell you, during this pandemic, I used to do the stairs every day at my office, which were 17 flights. Of course, I'm not at my office, but I started doing some of these virtual races because I can't run because of I have metal in my leg and I have a fake hip, but I can walk the distances. But I
hmm,
found just doing the virtual race, it puts it in my mind that I have to go out and do this extra distance. So it's a
yes,
motivator to me. And I
yes,
found a couple where your donation goes towards charity or towards planting trees. And then you also get a medal because to me, I consider that like a triple win.
yeah.
I get motivated to do more walking. I do get a medal, which is nice. I mean, I can't blame that. You like that. But then I'm also given to a charity or planting
Yeah,
trees, and I kind of like that. And in this day and age, it's become kind of different, especially with, like I said, I used to do the stairs at the 17 flights every day, and they kind of took that routine from me. And of course, before that, I used to like to run a lot. That's probably some of the reason why I have the fake hip. But I'm also quite a bit older than you, so that happens. I'm going to be 60 my next birthday, and it's you find some of the things you did as a youth come back to you, but it was fun to do that stuff.
well, you,
So
well,
and you
you look
enjoy
great.
doing it.
I would have never guessed 60. So you clearly taken care of yourself. And to your point, and to your point
Yeah,
regarding the charity and stuff, a lot of what we do, believe it or not, is based on that. We have a what we call our wellness wheel. So of course we promote fitness. We offer with our companion online fitness, and then we also offer online cooking, healthy cooking. It's keto style. We have a chef who does that. But we also have a system that we promote, and it's we call it our wellness wheel. That wellness wheel has 5 areas to it. It's social, spiritual, physical, emotional, and intellectual. And one of the areas that I find myself operating in a lot is spiritual, and under the spiritual part is sense of purpose and destiny. So a lot of what I found for me is I tie myself to a lot of charitable events because I think that there is, to your point, what, a week and a half ago, I was a team lead for a recovery walk that was going on, and starting next month, I'm an ambassador for Real Men Wear Pink, breast cancer. So there's mostly our culture of our company is that, and I'm the founder and the president, so it starts with me, and it just kind of goes down. So everyone else is kind of like, well, here he goes. He's involved in some community stuff again. But that's just, like you said, I think it's just great to give back, and it's just a great
Good
opportunity
to give back.
to tie
And I
yourself
mean, of
in.
course, they might say that you get something out of it for your ego, but that's okay because then it's a win-win. I mean, so I love the idea of win-wins. I know we have to let you get going here. Thanks for being with us, Courtney. Maybe you can plug your website again, and we will put it down below when this is posted so that people can go and learn more about your stuff. So if you want to plug that again.
Right now the website is being built, but they can find us at Courtnee Wellness Companion, Health and Wealth. And Courtney is with 2 E's, Courtnee.
Like the shirt.
Well, like the shirt, Courtney Wellness Companion, Health and Wealth. And then on Instagram, where you can find us at Courtney with 2 E's _ Wellness Companion. And like I said, the website is under development right now, and we should have that soon. And I really appreciate you taking the time out and having this platform.
Well, thank you for the things that you're doing, and keep working on it. We will keep a couple months, maybe we'll do an update and see how things have progressed for you.
That'd be
Thank you
fantastic.
very much, Courtney.
Thank you.
You have a great
take care.
one.
You too. Bye-bye now.